understand that this is?
This is me.
Yeah, this is you.
Okay.
Okay, so simply do exactly what this material does with your body. Okay, this is you. So this would be... Oh, that would be only this one.
Oh my God.
Do you see how she relaxes into it? What we have seen this afternoon, for example, and we see it a lot in living statues, that if people move like they are some mechanic, they go like, because it's a kind of old style. Like the joints and everything is fixed material, like iron, and they have to be mechanical. This stuff, of course, is very flexible.
Soft.
It's soft. So move. You do very well. Now the final test. Look up. Look what I'm doing. Don't do this. So if you're giving workshops to say newer students and little children, they will very often follow the instructions immediately and go for the material. And you will therefore find a lot of variety in the younger generations more than in the, say, more established generations. Workshops are so important. Two people perfectly trained, but again, somebody forgot to do his neck. So he's standing on his pedestal and then he sort of relaxes and you can see he's not done. This afternoon I saw people that didn't have paint in the ear. So the beautiful grey. Workshops, very important. Now, let's see what we do in Arnhem, all the parts of the World Statues Festival. I mentioned already the workshops. Workshops we do in all parts of the country, also in Belgium, in Germany, in Honduras we have done workshops, in the Ukraine we have done workshops, and on St. Martin, this is in the Caribbean parts. They're for kids, 8 years old, amateurs, and master classes for professionals. Very often, like I said, they're regional, everywhere in the world. But we also do workshops in the theoretical sense. It's by the internet. And people will actually send one another little films on YouTube. Ask questions about poses and materials and techniques. And once a year we come together. When we have the festival in Arnhem, there are like 100 professionals from all over the world, 60 nationalities, 5 continents, they come to Arnhem. And they will discuss in the evening, and the next day they will perform in the World Statues Festival.
Seara se discută, iar a doua zi se pătrează la festivalul statuilor.
Now the regional festival and the national festival and the world festival, there are championships.
La festivalul regional, național și internațional au loc campionate.
And that's a little odd. Of course, in painting and in architecture, we know about the Prix de Rome. You get a diploma and some money if you're something like it's already since the 18th century.
Este ciudat, în artă cunoaștem astfel de campionate.
We do it for a different reason. Because the government is paying some tax dollars. You are paying taxes, and the government is taking your tax dollars and putting into living statues. The least you can expect that we deliver the best quality for your money.
Pentru că guvernul folosește banii din taxele voastre pentru statuile vivante, ne putem aștepta ca măcar acești bani să fie folosiți pentru calitate.
So we do have to determine who is the best.
Trebuie să hotărâm cine este cel mai bun.
And therefore we always have a jury.
Avem întotdeauna un juriu.
Always professionals.
Întotdeauna formați din profesioniști.
For example, 2 years ago, Ortoda, a group from Israel, came over. And next day, some of them became jurors for the championships.
Anul trecut, un grup din Israel a venit la campionat și a doua zi câțiva dintre ei au devenit membri ai juriului.
And this is an invitation, Mihai, to become a juror for this year.
Este o invitație, Mihai, să fii jurat.
We need those juries to have a lot of their knowledge bringing back to the workshops.
Avem nevoie de aceste jururi ca să aducă noțiunile dobândite înapoi la workshop-uri.
And everything they find during the championship, they have to plow back into the internet.
Tot ce descoperă la campionat trebuie să aducă înapoi pe internet.
And of course, there is some exchange in the internet, in the workshops, and with the dinner conference.
Există schimburi de informații în workshop-uri, în forumuri și la conferință.
Because there is a body of knowledge for each and every art and culture, except for living statues. That is changing rapidly now. We are writing books and manuals.
Asta pentru că există un bagaj de cunoștințe pentru toate artele, mai puțin pentru statuile vivante. Acestea se schimbă foarte repede.
Okay, so also to the statues by night, that's something new. Usually the statues are in the bright light because then you can actually see with the small gestures what is going on, and they can look and have an interaction. But in the dark it's very difficult to bring the meaning across. So you have to develop different techniques, maybe with music or dance or anything.
Statuile noaptea sunt ceva foarte nou, pentru că de obicei ai parte de statui ziua unde poți să vezi fiecare gest, însă noaptea ai nevoie de lumini speciale.
So that's what we do in opening night, statues by night. And we experiment. In this particular case, the statue doesn't have a human being inside. It has 6 human bodies on the outside, moving the statue.
În acest caz, statuia nu are o persoană înăuntru, are 6 persoane în afară care o mișcă.
Here the statue comes and always on a location that nobody knows. I mean, just about all these people have never been on this location because gravity is illegal. So people like you and me don't go there. Of course we go there, but then for artistic reasons.
Au loc și în locații care sunt foarte puțin cunoscute.
Of course, some people will immediately think in the dark we got to make accents, not with paint, but with lights.
În întuneric trebuie să folosim și nu numai vopseaua, ci și luminile.
And sometimes we have, like, on this particular occasion, there was some kind of architecture on the river, and we had only golden living statues, only made of gold.
În această locație era o arhitectură pe râu și aveam numai statui din aur.
And they kept on changing and changing and changing, and you will see on the left hand in the corner, there's something strange is going on. They're human beings inside, but they sort of try to make abstract art instead of like figurative art. Interaction. Still the interaction happens. Some people go, like, if it's dark, a little freakish. There was this debate about burqa, and this guy thought, I'm not going to use any smink, I put on a burqa and the crown of Jesus Christ and make the peace sign. So.
Unii oameni sunt foarte ciudați pentru noi, de exemplu acesta poate un burqa și coroana lui Iisus Hristos.
The next day, it's children. We start off with children, with the innocence, with the sheer innocence. These are two guys, and the entire costumes is made of the little appliances that you use to put up your laundry at the when it's been washed to dry.
Acestea sunt făcute din filice de rufe.
And everybody likes it because they have done it themselves. It's not Papa and Mama who helped them. They invented it and they did it.
Ei au inventat acest lucru, au ajutat părinții.
This is a guy who we helped a little in the workshops to work with this kind of paint.
Pe acesta l-am ajutat puțin cu vopseaua.
These are professionals, and now you can actually see that two of the professionals on the outside, they pretend to be part of furniture. And people are sitting down there, and all of a sudden they start moving because they're sitting totally still, like our sculpture, old sculpture. And they are going to sit down and they have a conversation with the sculpture. They're actually talking to a chair. For one reason or another, this is a sculpture or a living statue that you will see all over the world. Also this afternoon in the metro, you will find it in Paris, in London, in I don't know what it is. I mean, if I had a drink, I'm not going to drink it in public, I'm going to use it for myself. Pictures from Alice in Wonderland are being used, not only the pictures of the heroes, but also the fairy tales. Still, of course, some very classical, like a Portuguese poet. Total fantasy doesn't even exist, well, make believe it exists. And this is also one of the favorites of mine. It looks like a heap of clay sitting there, and like I was trying to mold you into a shape. Well, here everything went wrong, and she's just one of the best lumps of clay without any direction, sitting there and falling off, and totally new style. Okay, but still, with all these different styles, and if you have a jury, you still have to judge people and pay attention to certain aspects.
Sunt stiluri diferite și totuși ca jurat trebuie să jurizezi și să fii atent la diferite aspecte.
The most important aspect in our view is the concept and the content. To come up with an idea and that you can actually materialize that particular idea, and not just like a lot of people like in painting, abstract painting, you have a white canvas and you go like this and some breadth and something. It's an art to be transferred to the audience, and the audience has got to understand. So the concept, a clear-cut concept, is very important.
Cel mai important este conceptul și abilitatea de a transpune conceptul în realitate, nu ca în art abstract.
Including your ability to transform it into material. Of course, if you're working with a company like in Masca, you have a lot of technicians doing it for you. Most of the living statues in the world are individual artists, and they're making their own costumes. So they have to learn how to do this.
Abilitatea de a face costumele și de a lucra cu machiajul.
If you want to go for beauty, make sure it's beauty, or if you want to go for sheer entertainment, make sure it's funny.
Să alegi fie frumusețea estetica, fie distracția și atunci să fie amuzant.
So these are the four main criteria that we use to judge the artistic values of a living statue.
Acestea sunt cele 4 criterii după care jurizăm statuile vivante.
And usually the public, the audience in the streets, like 350 people, the jury is only 3 or 4 people. But there are 350,000 people enjoying themselves, so they have a popular vote too. And they will also declare a winner.
Există și un vot popular care, al audienței care alege un câștigător.
So this is a kind of technique we have, although we are not going into it, but to objectify the subjective feelings that we all have. Some people like this, some people like this, and in a way we have to objectify that because there is some serious money and reputations involved.
Trebuie să fim obiectivi pentru că există bani și reputația oamenilor în joc.
Well, in this particular picture, you can actually see maybe the money involved is just in. He's an amateur, and he receives. He received 200 from the audience. People liked him the best for one reason or another, and of course the prize is being given by the Right Honourable Mrs. Cricket. that happens during the festival. Here's a guy, he is totally out of his mind because he won quite a lot. You can see one check of 500 because he won in one category, concept. It was a totally new concept, so he won that particular category. And so we had 4 people that had won a particular category, and one of them becomes the world champion, and that's the other check. It's 2,000 euros. And this is a happy politician handing out money to the arts. This is the act with which he won. It looks like he has an accident. He was on a skate with the 4 wheels, and he slipped and he goes into the air and he freezes and sits like this for 4 hours. As a matter of fact, he's just lying down like this, and his cardboard legs, and everything is suspended. So he is one of the most lazy, yet most original living statues ever. People cheer for him. This is only the people that came to the prize-winning ceremony. That the other thousands of people already went home. So it's about the audience. It's about the interaction with the audience. That's very important. And very often it starts off in workshops. Here was a group of people wanting to do something in their spare time. Let's do a workshop, living statues, because they've done anything else. So they did a workshop, living statues.
Cel mai adesea începând un workshop, oamenii se gândesc să facă ceva, un workshop despre ceva și se opresc la statuile vivante.
And some of it liked it so much that they got their parents interested and they made a scene like a trolley bus. In Arnhem we have trolley buses, and here also in Bucharest we have trolley buses. This actually is called the trolley bus.
Această scenă este numită troleul.
And some people come in and out of the tableau, like we have seen this afternoon in the metro, and make some kind of interesting solo presentations. And then the part that they actually do it for, the prize money of course, and the aesthetics definitely, and the artistry, but this is what they want. Afterwards, sitting with their colleagues, with other statues, different statues, with people from the audience, and having a good time. Once upon a time there was this guy. This is 1992, and he had studied the philosophy of art, and he has been on an art academy, and he didn't like the art academy, and he went to university, and he didn't like the university, and he was working for television, and he didn't like television so much. But Sony came up with a little camera like this, a new camera, Handycam, and they sent out a little cam to some 100 people in the world, and they said, here you have got a cam, free of charge, try the artistic value of this particular cam. I got it on a Friday night, and I was looking like this. Yes, Mrs. Mayor, this is before your time. So I started to make some shots. 4 hours later, I transformed, and this is the first time that I use makeup. I have 5 sisters, so I knew a little. No formal training whatsoever. Anybody can transform into his fantasy or into the real thing. And if you're done being a living statue, maybe you put your living statue on the internet and do in a workshop something more, because then you don't have to show it to everybody. Well, maybe to a select code. By the way, again, my name is Ron Miltenberg. More important, I came here over to Bucharest because of a request by my good Rotarian friend Kalin. And the both of us decided by the telephone that we were going to pay tribute to the real maestro of art and of living statues in this particular part of the countries. In Italy, every conductor, every director is being spoken respectfully to as maestro. And we started to do this so in Holland. So Kalin and I decided to pay tribute to the real maestro. Ah. We congratulate this, oh, this is spelled C, right? Okay. You didn't do my mistake. And we are very happy that we have this particular theater. It's absolutely unique in the world. I've been traveling everywhere, and to have a theater group, a company with so many styles and with people committed to their neighborhood, like 300,000 people working for the company like for 22 years, for 21 years already. I understand that some people, there are a lot.
No, I think it goes through that.
20 years.
22 years, being loyal to the company, being loyal to the artistic director being loyal to the actors and being loyal to the neighborhood. That is just absolutely unique in the world. I've never seen it anywhere else. So what I hope for actually in the near future, that the basic theater, the most basic theater that you can have, the human body being expressing itself into acts with few means, just a little paint, just a little thought, that we will have this kind of situation. We like to come back and do some festivals, and we're going to invite Michael and Mosca to Arnhem and to other parts, and we'll see that north and east and west join hands and have artistic influence upon another. And maybe Mrs. Mayor, we need some money, but we'll talk to you later. Thank you.